What's good, guys? This is my review of Anomalisa. I was lucky enough to catch it at the Chicago Film Festival just about a week or two ago, and even luckier that Duke Johnson and Charlie Kaufman were there to do a Q&A. Now, most of you would know Charlie Kaufman from Adaptation, Being John Malkovich, Eternal Sunshine, which is personally one of my favorite movies. I think it's in the top 10 of any movie I've ever seen. And to me, Charlie Kaufman is one of the most gifted writers in Hollywood. Now, this movie is a stop-motion movie, but it's unlike any stop-motion movie you've ever seen before. They used 3D printing in order to build the characters, and they kept it, when they did facial transformations, they would take different parts of the bottom of the mouth and the top of the face, and they could have blended the lines with CGI, but they said that it didn't feel as real to do that. So this movie is unlike any movie I have ever seen before. And that's one of the reasons I really appreciated it. Now, it is written and directed by both Charlie Kaufman and Duke Johnson, but the original screenplay was for a puppet show, and it was only 30 minutes long, and it was all Charlie Kaufman. And one of the interesting things about this movie was he said that it runs about an hour and a half long, and the entire hour and a half movie uses almost word for word the 30-minute play. And I had a couple friends that went and saw the movie as well, and we all kind of agreed that that was almost kind of the downfall of the movie, was that if it was in 30 minutes, it would pack a punch, but it almost seems kind of short for an hour and a half, and we kind of wish that he would have expanded more upon the concept. And the concept is the movie is centered around a motivational speaker who has a psychological disorder where everybody around him looks and sounds the same. And then eventually one day a woman breaks through, and this is world-changing, life-changing, and I just want to leave it at that as far as the plot is concerned, because saying any more would be too much. But it is really, there is a stark difference between Adaptation, Being John Malkovich, Synecdoche, New York, Eternal Sunshine, all those other Charlie Kaufman movies, because those movies delve so deeply into the psyche and the psychological nature of humans. And this movie does that as well, but it doesn't hit in as many intricacies and dive as deep as those movies. But if you were to watch this movie not knowing it was Charlie Kaufman, I think it would have a different impact. But knowing it is Charlie Kaufman, you almost expect a little bit more. Now, I still think this movie was very well done, but it was certainly a depressing movie, any way you want to put it. I did not leave that movie feeling hopeful, to be honest. I think some reviewers that I've read about have kind of they're kind of looking for things that aren't there, and I think you just need to take the movie as it is. And one of the interesting things about it, which I will mention, this movie probably would have never been made if it wasn't for initial seed money developed through Kickstarter, which was kind of done through Duke Johnson, who is from the studio that's done Moral Oral and a lot of other stop-motion shows and movies. But overall, I will give this movie an 8.5 out of 10. I don't think it's the masterpiece that people are saying, but I think it is a darn good movie, and it is new, it is refreshing, it is almost, I don't want to say mystical, but the movie has a very fresh and strange vibe to it. It's unlike anything you've ever seen before. I definitely recommend checking it out in theaters. I think it'll be probably the front runner for animated movie. I saw Inside Out. I didn't think it was as good as people said. I think that this is a much tougher movie. I don't know if it'll be nominated for Best Picture, but I do think it was a very well done movie. My only criticism is I wish he would have expanded more on the script and gone into more detail. There could have been so much done with this premise and this concept. And I think it was almost lazy in a way, especially considering that they spent 3 years doing the stop motion to make this film. I just wish that the script would have been developed a little bit further. Another thing my friend and I talked about, it'll be interesting to see if this gets a screenplay nomination. Would it be an original screenplay or adapted screenplay? Because Charlie Kaufman, not only did he use the exact same screenplay, but it was him who wrote both of them. So is he adapting his own screenplay? It's almost kind of an adaptation-like thing in real life. Not exactly the same type of thing, but you get what I'm saying. So, like I said, 8.5 out of 10. If you get a chance, check it out. As always, rate, comment, subscribe. See you soon.